My name is Ashley Hansen, and I'm with the Student Conservation Association. I want everyone just to take a moment and close your eyes and think back to when you first connected to nature. Just, where you were, and you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to, but it helps. Where you were, how old you were, who you were with, what nature meant to you, what the outdoors was like. I'll just give you guys a moment. Okay, you can open your eyes now. Does anyone want to share, how old they were, where they were? Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, my first actual outdoors experience was with my high school. We went to Catalina for 3 days, and we learned about the different environments, inside the water and outside the water, and I was with my entire senior class.
Nice. So high school, Catalina Island. Anyone else? Yes.
I'd like to say that I was born in 1933 on a reservation, and we were really isolated. We didn't have very many neighbors around us, so we had nature all over us. I mean, we go outside and you see a snake, and you can see so much. You can see a deer. Not too far away, we had a lake where we could. We had all horses. We were really poor. We didn't have electricity or running water, but we had horses. Mm-hmm. And my brothers and I, we'd get on these horses and we'd ride to the lake, and that was our recreation. We didn't have very toys, but we didn't have television at the time.
Yeah, it was just your way of life. You're encompassed by it.
But I think we had nature all over.
Yeah.
And then when I actually, I'm both a teacher. I graduated in '56 as a teacher from Western Washington College, called Western Washington College of Education. I married an engineer and put it up in California. And then while in California, I became a registered nurse. So I'm also very interested in obesity.
Yeah. Got that.
Well, I better stop now because
Yeah. Thank you. So I just wanted to, have you guys think back to that first connection with nature, because as young people, we do need to get connected early, and everybody knows that. But I'm the case of it. My mom sent me to the nature center for preschool, and wondered why I turned out the way I did. She's like, why did you turn out like that? But I want to talk to you a little bit about the Student Conservation Association, and then we'll also have the opportunity to interact with some Student Conservation Association alumni as well as current members who are here. And then I'll tell you a little bit about our history and then about some of our programs and how you can engage with us if you're interested. So first of all, who here has heard of the Student Conservation Association? Great, a lot of people. And who here has participated in one of our programs? Okay, great. And who here has actually worked with some of our participants? Great. Yeah, thanks for doing all of that. It lets me do what I do. So we were started 52 years ago by a woman named Elizabeth Titus Putnam. And she really saw that the national parks had a lot of work that they needed to get done that they didn't have the time or money to do. So she started this conservation force of young people. So in the last 52 years, we're now in 50 states. We have 3,000 participants across the country. About 1,000 participants are in high school. And then over 2,000 are 18 and older and are doing internships or team-based core programs. And our interns do everything from trails to habitat restoration to resource management, biological field research, interpretation. There's really no limit to what our young people can do. And And then our high school teams do a lot of, on the ground restoration, trails, labor-intensive projects. So those are the three the sections of SCA. In terms of our partnerships, we have national agreements with the Park Service, the Forest Service, the Fish and Wildlife Service. We have some state-level agreements with the Bureau of Land Management. Our largest nonprofit partner is the Nature Conservancy. Did I forget anyone? Does that sound right? Okay. So those are a little bit about our partnerships, but we're always looking to create, new partners, new programs. I was telling Heather over lunch, we have a program with the National Park Service where every summer we have about 20 interns creating junior ranger programs. And that was because the Park Service was like, wow, we've got a lot of really outdated junior ranger books, and we want to do something about that. Let's work with SCA to do a specific program. The Park Service also came to us this year with a specific safety initiative internship program. So specific parks that have a risk management issue, anything from drownings to suicides to injuries on trails. Those interns are doing specific. Do we have any safety interns? I think there's a safety intern at the conference, but maybe not. And then let's see. So those are a couple specific programs. And then is Christine here? Yeah, Christine's here. So with also another specific program that someone came to us with, the Fish and Wildlife Service said, you know what? Your young people are great. And we're able to use your young people to do biotech work or education or interpretation, but and where we can, we're hiring them afterwards. But one need that we're really trying to fulfill is increasing the ethnic diversity of our staff. So in the Northeast region of the Fish and Wildlife Service, they came to us with a specific diversity internship program to do just that. And it's the second year. Every year it has about 30 participants in it, and we have a five-year agreement with the Northeast region to run that program. So those are just a couple examples of specific internship programs that are filling a need that you all, as either land managers or nonprofits that care about trails, are coming to us and saying, hey, look, this is what we want to do. Can you help us do it? And it's super easy to work with us. You really just come to us and say, hey, we want to create a partnership. And one of my colleagues is here. Her name's Sally Ferguson, and she's in the back of the room in blue. Sally, wave your hand again so people can see you. Thanks. So Sally and I kind of have the country split. Sally's working on partnerships in the western part of the country, and I'm in the east. And really any of our programs, and we have a booth here too with more information and our cards, and we're going to be here the whole conference. So if you kind of have a specific question or specific need, and you're like, wow, those SCAs are really great and energized, how can I come work with them? You can talk to us. Now, one thing that struck me about this panel, and Nathan, I'm so glad you were here, is that we're a panel trying to connect youth to the trails, but other than Nathan, there weren't really any other youth up here. So I wanted to just take the rest, like maybe 5 minutes more of my time before we go to questions to hear from some of the SCA young people in the room about, and there's so many of you, and I want to hear from all of you, so I'm not quite sure how we should do this. But maybe just say your name, what you're doing, like if you're an alum, that you're an alum, but then what you're doing now, and if you're in a current SCA program, what you're doing. Does that work for folks? So we'll just pass the microphone around.